Law 23. Concentrate your forces. Power is like energy. Spread it too thin, and it weakens. Focus it in one place, and it becomes unstoppable. Those who try to fight on too many fronts at once often collapse under their own weight. The kingdom of Wu learned this lesson too late. The king's chief minister, Wu Tzu-xiu, warned the king that while they were busy attacking a northern kingdom, their southern neighbor, Yue, was waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Instead of listening, the king accused him of treason and had him executed. Just 4 years later, Yue invaded, easily conquering the weakened and overextended kingdom of Wu. Had the king concentrated his forces, his kingdom might have survived. On the other hand, the Rothschild banking dynasty built an empire by focusing their power within the family. Meyer Amschel Rothschild sent his 5 sons across Europe, each controlling a branch of the bank, but they never allowed outsiders in. This prevented division, betrayal, and loss of control. Their concentrated power made them one of the most influential financial families in history. Key takeaways from Law 23. 1. Spreading yourself too thin leads to weakness. Focus your energy. 2. A concentrated force is more powerful than a scattered one. 3. Protect your core strengths. Don't overextend yourself. Law 24. Play the perfect courtier. Powerful people don't like to be corrected. The perfect courtier knows how to flatter, manipulate, and make powerful figures feel important, all while advancing their own position. Callisthenes, a philosopher and student of Aristotle, failed to master this art. He traveled with Alexander the Great, believing his wisdom alone would win favor. Instead, he openly criticized Alexander, thinking the king would appreciate intellectual debate. But Alexander saw this as disrespect and arrogance. Callisthenes was beheaded for failing to understand the delicate balance of court life. In contrast, Jules Mansart, the royal architect for Louis XIV, understood how to play the court game. Each time he presented the king with a new building design, he intentionally included a small flaw. The king, noticing the flaw, would suggest how to improve it. This made Louis XIV feel like the genius behind the design, ensuring Mansart remained in favor. By making the king feel powerful, Mansart secured his own power. Key takeaways from Law 24. 1. Never openly criticize powerful people. Flatter and guide them instead. 2. Let others believe they are in control, even when they are not. Third, court life is a game. Learn the rules or risk losing your head. Law 25. Recreate yourself. People respect those who define their own identity, rather than allowing others to label them. To stay powerful, you must continually shape and control your image. Julius Caesar was not just a military leader. He was a master of self-promotion. He organized gladiator fights, theatrical performances, and lavish public events, always positioning himself as the hero and benefactor of Rome. He was constantly reinventing his image, ensuring that his name remained legendary in the minds of the people. Key takeaways from Law 25. 1. If you don't define yourself, others will do it for you. 2. Reinvent yourself to stay relevant and powerful. 3. Control your own narrative. Become the person you want the world to see. Law 26. Keep your hands clean. Those in power must appear pure and untouchable, even when making ruthless decisions. The solution? Use scapegoats to take the blame when things go wrong. Cao Cao, a Chinese imperial minister, once miscalculated the timing of his army's supplies during a siege. His troops were on the brink of mutiny, and he needed someone to take the fall. He executed his chief of commissariat, blaming him for the mistake, and promised to care for the man's family. By sacrificing one person, he maintained control over thousands. Key takeaways from Law 26. 1. Power requires difficult decisions. Never let your reputation suffer for them. 2. Use scapegoats to absorb blame and protect your image. 3. Appear pure even when your hands are dirty. Law 27. Play on people's need to believe to create a cult-like following. People crave belief and meaning. If you can become the symbol of their hopes and dreams, you will gain absolute power over them. Francesco Giuseppe Borri, a self-proclaimed mystic, had a vision in 1653 and started preaching about alchemy and the occult. He promised hidden knowledge and salvation, attracting devoted followers who gave him everything they owned. Even after being arrested by the Inquisition, he was so revered that he received royal visitors in prison. His charisma and vague, yet powerful promises made him unstoppable. Key takeaways from Law 27. 1. People are drawn to vague but powerful promises. 2. If you provide meaning, people will follow you blindly. 3. Cult-like loyalty gives unmatched power. Law 28. Enter action with boldness. People admire confidence and decisiveness. Hesitation signals weakness, while boldness commands respect. No one embodied this better than Victor Lustig, the man who sold the Eiffel Tower twice. Disguising himself as a government official, he convinced a wealthy businessman that the tower was for sale as scrap metal. When the buyer hesitated, Lustig acted insulted, demanding a bribe to continue negotiations. The businessman, convinced this was a real government deal, paid him both the bribe and the full price of the tower. By acting with absolute confidence, Lustig pulled off one of the greatest scams in history. Key takeaways from Law 28. 1. Boldness creates authority. Hesitation kills credibility. 2. People are drawn to confidence. Act like you belong. 3. Fortune favors the bold. Move with certainty, even when bluffing. Law 29. Plan all the way to the end. Most failures happen because people only think short-term. True power comes from anticipating every outcome and knowing exactly when to stop. Otto von Bismarck, the mastermind behind the German Empire, knew this well. He provoked a war with Austria, not to conquer land, but to establish German independence. When his generals wanted to march on Vienna, he refused. His goal was already achieved. Years later, when France attacked Germany, Bismarck defeated them in months. Yet again, he stopped short of overreaching, focusing only on securing Germany's future. Unlike other conquerors, he never let ambition cloud his judgment. Key takeaways from Law 29. 1. Think long-term. Plan every move before acting. 2. Know when to stop. Overreaching leads to disaster. 3. The smartest leaders win without unnecessary battles. Law 30. Make your accomplishments seem effortless. Nothing draws admiration like effortless mastery. If people see how hard you work, they may resent you or try to copy your methods. But if you make success look natural, they will assume you are simply gifted, and that makes you untouchable. Harry Houdini, the world's greatest magician, understood this well. In a London performance in front of 4,000 people, he faced the challenge of unlocking a set of manacles designed to be unbreakable, created by a craftsman who spent 5 years perfecting them. Houdini, locked in a cubicle, appeared to struggle. Then, in a seemingly casual move, he turned around, tore his coat, and grabbed a pen from his belt, a minor action that seemed unrelated to the trick. The audience cheered wildly, believing he was in complete control the entire time. Minutes later, he emerged victorious. Nobody saw the difficulty, only the success. Key takeaways from Law 30. 1. Always make your accomplishments look effortless. 2. Conceal your hard work. Never let others see the struggle. 3. If people think you're naturally gifted, they won't try to compete. Law 31. Control the options. Get others to play with the cards you deal. Real power isn't about giving orders. It's about controlling choices so that no matter what someone picks, you still win. Ivan the Terrible used this tactic brilliantly. Facing internal enemies, he left the throne and moved to a small village, claiming betrayal by the nobility. Chaos erupted, and soon people begged him to return. But when he did, he demanded absolute power. His people were given a choice: face civil war or accept his dictatorship. Terrified of disorder, they chose the latter, giving Ivan complete control. Key takeaways from Law 31. 1. Make people feel like they have a choice, even when they don't. 2. Control the options, not the decision. 3. If every road leads to your desired outcome, you've already won. Law 32. Play to people's fantasies. People prefer comforting illusions over harsh realities. If you can sell a dream, you will have endless followers. Il Brigadino, a mysterious figure in Venice, convinced people that he could create gold through alchemy. The Venetians funded his lavish lifestyle, giving him money, houses, and gifts. While scientists dismissed him as a fraud, the public didn't care. They wanted to believe in the fantasy. By the time the truth emerged, Il Brigadino had already lived a life of luxury at their expense. Key takeaways from Law 32. 1. People believe what they want. Give them a fantasy. 2. The truth is often dull. Make your promises grand and inspiring. 3. If you control people's dreams, you control their actions. Law 33. Discover each man's thumbscrew. Everyone has a weakness, an insecurity, or a desire that can be exploited. Find it, and you control them. Cardinal Richelieu, a rising political figure, recognized the young king of France's weak spot, his mother, Marie de Medici. Richelieu praised her publicly, winning her favor, and she convinced the king to trust him. Once he gained power, Richelieu discarded her completely, focusing on ruling France as he pleased. Key takeaways from Law 33. 1. Every person has a weakness. Find it. 2. Power comes from knowing what people desire most. 3. Once you control their weakness, you control the person.